Hello and welcome to This Week, a weekly news program. I'm your host, Anur Gabatar. In a bid to enhance investment opportunities and attract tourists, the government of Mongolia has officially declared the years 2023 through 2025 as the years to visit Mongolia. This initiative is accompanied by extensive support for investment endeavors and a dedicated efforts to promote Mongolia as an international tourist destination. As part of these efforts, a special event called Welcome to Mongolia was organized on June 29th in Beijing during the official visit of Prime Minister Oyertn. The event commenced with the presence of Prime Minister Oyertn Losnamsra, who delivered a speech highlighting the significance of mutual trust and cooperation between nations. He emphasized that the foundation of strong bilateral relations lies in fostering trust and collaboration among people and enterprises. During his speech, Prime Minister shared encouraging investment figures, stating that private sector investments had already reached an impressive $2.8 billion or 20 billion Chinese yen, surpassing the initial project of $600 million or 3 billion Chinese yen. This remarkable increase was attributed to the signing of several memorandums of cooperation. Notably, the long-standing investment issue pertaining to the Bichicht-Hut-Chobasan Railway along the eastern vertical axis of Mongolia has been resolved, while the loan agreement of the Irtenburun hydropower plant has been fully addressed. These achievements serve as a testament to the strengthened bridge of mutual trust and the ensuing economic revival. Within the framework of Prime Minister Oyertn's official visit, the Welcome to Mongolia event showcased the Four Seasons concert, which depicted the rich historical and cultural heritage of Mongolia. The concert captivated an audience of over 350 representatives from the realms of business, tourism, art, and culture in China, further fostering cultural exchanges and strengthening bilateral ties. Mongolia has set a target of welcoming 1 million tourists in 2023, with an estimated 400,000 visitors anticipated from China alone. This ambitious goal aligns with the government's commitment to promoting Mongolia's natural beauty, cultural treasures, and investment potential to a global audience. As Mongolia embarks on its Years to Visit Mongolia initiative, it anticipates an influx of tourists and increased investment opportunities, creating a positive ripple effect for the country's economy, tourism sector, and international relations. Mongolia reached a significant milestone on July 3rd with the official launch of its National Action Plan on the protection of human rights and the prevention of abuses related to business operations.
Ensuring that no one is left behind.
Establishing itself as the fourth country in the Asia-Pacific region to adopt such a comprehensive plan, this achievement highlights Mongolia's dedication to promoting responsible business practices, safeguarding human rights, and advancing the sustainable development goals.
Today's event is very important because this is speaking about the launch of the National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights, which has been officially adopted by the government of Mongolia. The action plan has a number of objectives in it and actual activities that need to be done for businesses to ensure that they're respecting human rights, not only of their employees, but also of communities and the areas that they work in. So they should follow these actions, for example, protecting labor rights, ensuring that there's no discrimination, no child labor, providing employment opportunities for people with disabilities, ensuring no gender discrimination, or even promoting women's rights in the workforce. So that's how this action plan will help businesses to better protect human rights. First, most important is there's a due diligence tool. So businesses do what's called a human rights due diligence. So that checks where they're at as far as implementation of protection and promotion of human rights. And then they get a report that shows maybe some strengths or some weaknesses, some areas that they need to address. And civil society's role is very active and important in this because civil society has the role to monitor and oversee, how the implementation of the action plan is going, not only by businesses, but also by the government of Mongolia.
The United Nations Development Programme's B+HR Asia program, in collaboration with the European Union, played a crucial role in providing significant support for the development of Mongolia's National Action Plan. This partnership underscores the commitment of international organizations and the Mongolian government to promoting human rights and responsible business practices.
2003 онд улсын хурлаас
In 2003, the Parliament of Mongolia approved the National Program for Ensuring Human Rights, which outlines the contributions of private enterprises, governmental, judiciary, and non-governmental organizations in promoting and safeguarding human rights. The program emphasizes the importance of a favorable working environment, decent work conditions, and workplaces free from violence and discrimination. It also highlights fair labor practices and alignment with the International Labour Organization agreements, and looking ahead, there are plans to detail how private sector representatives and businesses can contribute to respecting, protecting, and preserving human rights over the next 20 years.
The 2023 to 2027 National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights aims to guide businesses in respecting human rights through practical guidelines and a human rights due diligence tool. It also focuses on strengthening stakeholder capacity and improving access to mechanisms for addressing human rights violations. This reflects Mongolia's commitment to fostering a business environment that upholds human rights and provides effective avenues for addressing challenges.
The Mongolian government has prioritized the protection and restoration of human rights. In June 2023, it fulfilled its obligations to the United Nations by approving a national plan for human rights protection in the business environment. This comprehensive plan encompasses 81 measures and 26 objectives across 3 key areas. It outlines actions the government and businesses should take to protect and respect human rights, as well as address violations. This commitment demonstrates Mongolia's dedication to upholding human rights in the business sector.
Representatives from the public and private sectors, civil society organizations, and development partners attended the launch event, which was held to foster partnership and collaboration in implementing the National Action Plan. This inclusive approach underscores the shared commitment to promoting responsible business practices and protecting human rights. Mongolia is poised to make significant progress in advancing the National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights.
The inaugural meeting of the Working Group on Policy Support for the implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding between Mongolia and the European Union on Forest Partnership took place on July 3, 2023. Representatives from Mongolia and the European Union discussed the effective implementation of the Forest Partnership Agreement.
In November 2022, during the World Leaders Summit at the United States Climate Change Conference held in Sharm el-Sheikh and the Arab Republic of Egypt, the President of Mongolia, Hulusi, and the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Forest Partnership between Mongolia and the European Union.
So at the moment, we have already an ongoing project that is called STREAM, that is focusing on sustainable agriculture and forest management. And it is both implemented in Selenge and Khenti AMAX. So this first little bit pioneer project is to identify some innovative technique, both on sustainable agriculture and forest management. I just take the opportunity to also insist that sustainable agriculture, food security, and forest management goes hand in hand. That's why this project, this first project ongoing now, with the support of both the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and GIZ, our German partners, we are working already on forest management and sustainable agriculture. We have now secured 13.8 million euro of a new grant to continue this work on forest management and sustainable agriculture. So these are very concrete measures to go ahead our process. And of course, we hope that, as Minister Bat Edene was underlining in his opening, that our holistic approach, this comprehensive and sustainable way, will also drag some direct foreign investment, because there is a lot that is needed for the forest in Mongolia.
As one of the 5 countries included in the European Union's Forest Partnership Program, Mongolia is the sole representative from the Asia-Pacific region. This initiative aims to reduce the impacts of climate change, address challenges in the forest sector, and promote sustainable development and environmental protection.
I think it's also important to stress that it's a partnership with other actors. France has an expert in the National Forestry Agency to share our experience, to also articulate different types of cooperation. And it's also an opportunity to make sure we have concrete projects. So let me mention maybe just one. I said that it's about sharing experience. France has the experience of deforestation, of reforestation, and these days of combating wildfires. So one of our goals is to articulate what we do in terms of forest management in Mongolia, of value chain in Mongolian forest, but also in fighting climate change, in fighting its effects in the shape of wildfires, for example. So we have a cooperation with the National Emergency Management Agency, we have a cooperation with the National Forest Agency, and we're trying to connect them so that people on the ground work together, and we can share the experience we have in fighting wildfires in Europe and in Mongolia.
The forestry partnership focuses on key areas such as forest restoration and protection, the development of forest-based economic sectors, job creation, value-added product manufacturing, investment attraction, and biodiversity preservation.
The establishment of a working group for cooperation and implementation between Mongolia and the European Union, following the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on Forest Partnership, represents a proactive step toward achieving shared objectives. The working group is currently focused on developing a roadmap that will provide clear guidance on forest restoration, sustainable management, and conservation efforts. By following this roadmap, the aim is to expand forest resources and ensure their proper utilization through effective planning and responsible practices. This roadmap plays a crucial role in charting the path toward a sustainable and thriving forest sector.
Since January 2023, the Ministry of Environment and Tourism of Mongolia, Forestry Research and Development Agency, and the European Union delegation to Mongolia have collaboratively worked on the Roadmap project. Meetings with various stakeholders, including local organizations and scientific non-governmental organizations, were held to gather input and present the project. With the roadmap's approval during the inaugural meeting of the Policy Support Working Group, a course has been set for sustainable and thriving forest sector in Mongolia.
MIAT Mongolian Airlines has commenced its scheduled flights to various domestic destinations in alignment with its government objective to bolster tourism, revive domestic air travel, and lower ticket prices.
On June 30th, MIAT successfully operated its first scheduled flight from Ulaanbaatar to Khoft, marking the revival of domestic flights by the airline after a 15-year hiatus. Currently, MIAT Mongolia's national carrier is conducting regular flights to Charbалсан, Даланзадгад, Мөрөн, Улаастай, Баянхонгор, Алтай, Khoft, Улаангом, and Ulgi. The frequency of these flights ranges from 1 to 3 times weekly, and ticket prices have been significantly reduced by 2 to 2.5 times compared to previous prices. To provide specific examples of the reduced ticket prices, a round-trip ticket to Khoftsum in Khofdamag or Ulgisum in Bayolgi province now costs 810,000 Mongolian Tugriks and 902,000 Mongolian Tugriks respectively, whereas previously it ranged between 1.5 to 1.7 million Mongolian Tugriks. Traveling to Ulaangom in Ofs or Ulasta and Zafkhan, the ticket prices are now between 633 to 852,000 Mongolian Tugriks. For Даланзадгад and Umngov, the prices range from 500 to 617,000 Mongolian Tugriks. Journeying to Murung in Hoskul, the ticket prices vary from 500 to 680,000 Mongolian Tugriks. Travel to Kovalta of Altai is priced at 733 to 852,000 Mongolian Tugriks. The government has declared the years of 2023-2025 as the years to visit Mongolia, and as part of this initiative decided to revive MIAT's scheduled flights to domestic destinations and offer them at reduced prices. To facilitate these flights, Mongolian Airlines has obtained a wet lease of CRGA 200 aircraft from CEM Air, an airline operating in South Africa.
7 years ago, Mongolia organized the high-scale Asia-Europe meeting during the NATAM Festival. Now in 2023, the Mongolia Economic Forum will be organized in Mongolia, coinciding with the NATAM Festival on the 9th and 10th of July. These events are expected to be as significant and large-scale as SM was 7 years ago. The Mongolia Economic Forum is the nation's premier platform for addressing economic and social challenges and finding solutions to accelerate Mongolia's development. Since 2010, it has convened with high-level representatives from the government, private sector, civil society, academia, and international organizations for an annual two-day discussions forum. Key discussions at this year's event revolve around Mongolia's role in the global supply chain, regional trade integration, the business and investment environment, and its potential as a regional business hub. In the midst of Mongolia's robust recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, the economy exceeded expectations with a growth rate of 4% in 2022, and further growth is projected for this year and 2024. The Mongolia Economic Forum 2023, co-chaired by Prime Minister Oyerton Losnamsra and Rio Tinto Group Chairman Dominic Barton, aims to explore recent achievements and emphasize the importance of public-private partnership. The forum is committed to being Mongolia's first carbon-neutral event, aligning with environmentally sustainable goals. It expects participation from over 300 government officials, 300 private sector representatives, 400 civil society organizations and public administration representatives, as well as 500 international organization representatives. The event provides a platform for constructive dialogue, enabling stakeholders to shape Mongolia's future and drive economic progress. The Rio Tinto Group will have a strong presence with its entire board of directors and executive management team attending the forum, showcasing their commitment to business relations in Mongolia. The participation of representatives from the world's top 45 financial institutions highlights the forum's significance as a platform for collaboration. Rio Tinto, with its extensive experience and relationships in implementing projects globally, aims to promote the successful Oyu Tolgoi project in Mongolia and attract potential investors. Major Wall Street banks and internationally renowned investors have been invited to participate, marking a significant milestone in gathering investors on a large scale. This endeavor is expected to unlock opportunities for domestic businesses, stimulate foreign investments, and position Mongolia as an attractive investment destination. Rio Tinto's reputation and network will enhance Mongolia's visibility and appeal to global investors, fostering economic growth within the country. A group of Mongolians have launched the MarsV Project, and they are in the fourth year of implementing the project to build comprehensive training academy for survival and adaptation and space exploration and development of free zone in the Mongolian Gobi region. We aim to do research regarding geology and ground explorations. The explorations of what types of plants will grow in the Mongolian Gobi will be researched in the future. I think it will help to limit or even stop desertification that is currently happening in the Mongolian Gobi. The geologist from Mongolia is working on the biggest foreign projects, and the foreign explorers are working as advisors on this project. So in the future, research for the explorations will be done with their advice. The cultural festival is set to take place on July 11th and 12th, followed by the Horse Trainers Festival on July 13th at the Mongolian NATAM complex at Hutalautag.
The festival promotes Mongolian heritage and folk art by introducing attendees to the rich history, culture, unique heritage, and artistic creations passed down from the ancestors of the nomadic Mongolians. The ultimate goal is to foster a sense of love and respect for this heritage and culture. In addition to captivating performances showcasing Mongolia's UNESCO-registered intangible cultural heritage, the festival offers visitors immersive experiences in Mongolian traditions. These experiences include visiting the Mongolian one-day cultural camp, which features Mongolian traditions such as root art, Mongolian tea culture, pastry culture, and fermentation culture. Attendees will also have the opportunity to explore the home of Kazakh culture or visit a Tatan home. They can also discover traditional folk toys, makeup, portrait painting, calligraphy, felt art, Mongolian ethnic clothing, and artifacts. Through this diverse range of activities, the cultural festival aims to immerse participants in Mongolia's cultural heritage, fostering a deep appreciation and understanding of the traditions and artistry that define the nation.
Well, that's all for this week. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you next week with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.